Welcome back to the NFL show, and this Monday night, live and exclusive on talkSPORT, on the talkSPORT network. We bring you an absolute barnstormer on Monday Night Football as the Detroit Lions face off with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm delighted to say a man just coming off his first ever NFL win, a big one over the Chicago Bears. Tyleik Williams joins us now, defensive tackle of those Lions. Tyleik, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Yeah, very well, man. Very well indeed. Thank you. Look, I said it there. Congratulations on your first NFL win. An excellent performance from yourself in that game as well. How are you feeling coming off last weekend?
I think we played well. Definitely some things to work on, but overall, I think we played well.
From your perspective, there was a bit of focus. I want to talk a bit about Kelvin Shepherd coming up, but you got some nice focus post game, the pass breakups, etc. as well. When you've sat and watched your own reps back, have you been happy with what you've seen?
Yes, I think I played a pretty stout run game, uh, run day. I think I did pretty well. Pass game, I think I did well as well with the two pass deflections. So those are big plays in the game, and I had the QB sneak stop. So I think overall, I played pretty good.
On those passes defense, the 4th and 5, the lovely little inside move on Jonah Jackson, big free agent that they've brought in there. I think that was one that opened up quite a lot of eyes.
Yeah, it was. I kind of knew what play was coming, so I kind of got off the ball real well, and then really, I knew I wasn't going to get to him by the time he threw the ball, so I just tried to get in his line of vision, and then he just threw it right at my hand, and I just, tipped it in the air. I thought Terrion was going to come down with the pick. It would have been pretty cool, but it was a good play, though.
You probably have to think that on both of them, as much as on the second and one, it then gave you the opportunity to show what you can do on those sneak plays. You kind of got to, be slightly frustrated that anytime that ball goes up in the air, you're desperate for a tip drill. You're desperate for someone to come down with it,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. It'd be good for one of them, land in our hands, but you know, I'm not tripping about it.
Um, before I do talk about the coaching you've received there, it's a line that you're working on with a lot of talent on it. And I just wonder, as a guy who's only just coming into the league, who have you kind of grabbed onto? Who on that line and in that room have you been working with and learning from and feel like you've really grown working with?
I'll definitely say I've been working with all of them. I think Aleem and DJ have been more so my guys I've looked up to the most because we play the same position. But Hutch and Dav and all those guys pitch in whenever I have a question or anything like that.
I mean, you mentioned Aline there. Really positive words from him this past week about the potential of his return from his ACL, that he'd feel ready to go if he had to now, just wanted to get that last kind of 6-7% over the line. I was going to ask you, have you managed to spend much time with him considering he's been rehabbing? What's he brought to you personally? What have you been learning from him?
Just any like knowledge about the NFL or schemes or how he plays certain blocks and stuff like that. I just, I like to soak in as much information as possible, and he's always willing to help me. So I'm appreciative of him for sure.
I'm excited to see it when we're going to get to see a little rotation of you guys out there, DJ as well. Like, for me, one of the best kind of, he's one of those best defensive tackles in the NFL, Lee McNeil, an underrated guy over recent years. And so I think once you get him back into that unit as well, I'm excited to see what you guys can do.
Yeah, definitely. I think like I said, he's a great player. Everyone knows that, but I think like when he comes back and our whole D line's healthy, is going to be a scary sight for sure.
Love it. Let me ask you about Coach Shepherd. Obviously, he's just started there this year, like yourself, in the defensive coordinator role. Been there a few years, coaching the linebackers. But he had to say of you this week. He said, biggest thing he's seen from you is that leaving the college mindset behind of having to make a play, having to have an impact on the game, and actually understanding your role and making a play within the scheme. For you, has that been the biggest learning curve? Has that been something that you've had to kind of say, right, where do I fit into this and how can I make sure that I'm, playing my position of 11, not just going out and trying to make the big play?
Oh yeah, so definitely at Ohio State we played a different kind of defense. So it's kind of like a two gap defense where I can play this gap, but then get to this gap and make the play. Here is more so just play my gap. I don't have to go out there and be Superman or anything like that. And the plays that come to me is basically what he's been preaching. And in the middle of the beginning of camp, I was still in that mindset, and then I slowly grow and grow and was growing, and then now I'm just playing my gap.
What's it like working with Coach Shepard? Because I love him in press conferences. He comes across as one of the most honest and open guys in the NFL. To be honest, what's he like behind the scenes? What's he like to work with?
He's exactly how he is in the press conference. He's like, I call him like a realist. He's going to tell you the truth no matter how you feel about it or what. But he's a smart guy. And he's just like high energy, like, but he's not just out there trying to bully you. He comes from a good place, but he's just you know he's gonna be real with you. I don't know how to say.
Yeah, he'll let you
Yeah,
know. That's it. He'll let you know if he needs
yeah,
to.
definitely will for sure.
You mentioned them, but he also cited those third and fourth and ones after the second and one pass breakup. Talk to us a little bit about what you saw on those plays. Caleb, obviously, a guy who is a big guy who can make those kind of plays, and I think he mentioned it's a 90% success rate in the NFL. So huge moment in the game for you guys to get those two stops.
Yeah. So what I seen on those plays is they had ran the QB sneak. I don't know if it was a couple plays before or the drive before, but I just knew I had to penetrate. And me and DJ, like we kind of, if you watch DJ really made the play. He taken on a double team and didn't even move an inch, which is kind of, that's amazing. And then
Wild.
I kind of like sneak in behind him and grabbed his leg and just held on and made sure he didn't, get that yard they needed. But overall, it was a collective defensive thing. It wasn't just me.
I think you're being slightly too modest, but I appreciate that is the mindset. It's all about the group,
Yeah.
right? Of course, on QB sneaks. I mean, this is a while off yet, but come week 11, you're going to be facing the best QB sneak team in the NFL in the Philadelphia Eagles,
Mm-hmm.
and the Tush Push has had a lot of focus in the media this past week. Is it a play that you've looked at before coming into the NFL? Do you have any thoughts on it?
I've definitely seen the Tush Push before. It's definitely a play that's has a high success rate, but hopefully we stop it. I've seen a bunch of teams like complain about it. They want to get it banned. I mean, I don't think you need to do all that. I think you just need to bow up and just stop it.
Vita Vea showed everyone how to do it.
Yeah,
If you get underneath those guys early, then you can get that leverage and you can stop them. It's just that there's not a lot of Vita Veas in the NFL,
yeah,
unfortunately.
that's a big human.
I asked about Kelvin Shepherd, but what about Dan Campbell? How has he been working with Coach Campbell as your head coach over the first few months in life in the NFL?
I said he's been a great leader. He knows how to lead a team, and he keeps us motivated. Even that first week that loss, he kept the locker room motivated. And like even though it was my first loss in like the NFL, like a loss in college, the whole team's down and they're not like heads up at all. And he's like, we're going to get better. We're going to fix the tape. And then we came out week 2 motivated, and then what happened, what happened. But like I said, he's a great motivator, great leader, and I'm glad he's my coach.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Look, let's look forward to Monday night then, live on talkSPORT. The Baltimore Ravens, we've talked a little bit of run defense, but how excited are you to go up against arguably the best rushing team in the NFL over the last 3 years?
I'm very excited. I think that's one of my strong suits, and going against Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, it's going to be a great test. But I'm ready for it. Our team is ready.
How Yeah, that's it. How excited are you to, that first time you get to make contact with that giant human being that is Derrick Henry, a guy that, when you see him in person the first time, you're like, I'm sure that's a defensive end. I'm sure that's not a running back. And yeah, I like the idea that guys relish that contact and go and say, right, Derrick Henry, you might be the best in the NFL over the last decade or so, but I'm out here to stop you.
Yeah, like I said, I've been watching him since I don't know how young I was. So definitely getting to tackle him, it's going to be a great accomplishment on my end for sure. So
Looking forward to a big moment. Look, I did see one thing on social media, Tyleik, and it's that cheesy thing of like asking guys what they're going to do when they get their first paycheck and what they're going to give back, etc. But I did love seeing you buying your mum a house. I thought the balloon arch game was sensational from you. Just tell us a little bit about getting that opportunity, getting that first big payday, and being able to give back.
yeah, my mom has been, my rock since I was a young kid. She's been by my side growing up. She did so much, sacrificed so much. I think it was only right that I, did that for her and took some stress off of her life. Got her a car, got her a house, so she doesn't have to worry about any of that anymore. I'm blessed. I'm happy I'm in this position, to take care of my family.
Yeah, I love that. Look, Tyleik, we're really excited to see what you do this week against the Ravens. It feels like that bounce back performance against the Bears showed finally like some of the athleticism, some of what we can expect from that Lions defensive line. And I think it's been a really great matchup for those of us who are relatively neutral in it. Like, I cannot wait for Monday night. This is as big a game as the season's had so far, and it feels like every week there's been a game this big. But we're excited to see what you do. We really appreciate your time, sir, and we wish you the best of luck on Monday.
Appreciate you.